Dear students, it is the fourth video for week 3, lesson 6th. In this video, we are going to cover Muslims' demand for safety and separate political entity and nation. Well, dear students, the purpose of this series of videos is to develop a say a sequential or to print a sequential picture in your mind that how Muslims came to separation of India and achieving of Pakistan. What those historical events that led the Muslims to do so. As in the third video, we came to know that Muslims, leaders, and public wanted to cooperate with Hindus, and they wished that Hindus and Muslims, being the two natives, having lived for thousands of years, should be together to form a unity against the British, and they should liberate it from the British. Okay, and for these reasons, Muslims participated. I mean, the Lucknow pact was made clear, and Hindus were invited in Khilafat movement as Hindus assured Muslims of their Hindu-Muslim bhai bhai. This was a very popular slogan of the time. Then Gandhi uh, started a movement, Leave India movement. Clear, that was a movement of non-cooperation. They don't cooperate with the British, stop them at every stage. Okay, and they started doing different kind of actions. Number one, they asked the Muslims and people of Hindus, I mean people of subcontinent, to stop purchasing British products. They asked the people working into offices stop going into offices. They organized strike and demonstrations. Somewhere the violence was reported that that the movement of train and other more transport was destroyed. Clear, the railway tracks were damaged. Also, the railway stations were attacked. Clear, all these events, Muslims remained side by side. But later on, certain issues like in 1937 elections, Hindus got majority and they started crushing the Muslims. Previously, uh, the partition of Bengal, that Hindus highly objected on the partition of Bengal and they forced the viceroy to nullify it. That was a greatest damage to the Muslims cause in subcontinent because Bengal was the largest province with highly organized Muslim population. But the two distinct events, this Shadi and Shanktan, the movements to kill, destroy, vitiate, change the demography of the Muslims by force. These Hindutva thoughts and ideology that Hindu is that India is the religion, is the place simply for Hindus. It is the Dharti Mata. It is undivided, and it is the land of the deities. Devi or Devtaon ki dharti hai. So Malich have no right to live here. This led Muslims to think differently. Clear? Now read. In the light of the situation, Muslims revised their constitutional demands. They now wanted preservation of their numerical majorities in Punjab and Bengal, separation of Sindh from Bombay, constitution of Balochistan as a separate province, and introduction of the constitutional reforms in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So these all are the demands that Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah made against the Nehru report, in which the separate right of Muslims uh, was negated and strongly opposed. Qaid-e-Azam now wanted that if this happens, Hindu will take over entire Muslim majority and Muslim will never have any say. Fine. It was partly to press the demand that one section of All India Muslim League cooperated with statutory commission sent by the British government under the chairmanship of Sir John Simon in 1927. Actually, in 1927, British wanted that the people of subcontinent they should develop their own constitution according to their own needs. Here, the Hindus want that all the members in the Constituent Assembly should be Hindus, whereas Muslim wanted that Hindus have no right to decide the constitution acts for the Muslims. There should be a one-third majority of the Muslim leaders in the Constituent Assembly. Fine. Simon Commission. So this commission took Simon Commission. The other section of the league which boycotted the Simon Commission for its all-white characters cooperated with the Nehru Committee. That in Simon Commission there was all the British people and there were hardly any uh, person from the subcontinent. So uh, it was say highly objected and opposed. But there Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru presented a Nehru report. This was against the Muslims, and Muslims were completely uh, in confusion, tension, and they rejected the Nehru report and they accepted Qaid-e-Azam's. Qaid-e-Azam presented the 14 points. Meanwhile, Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal, the greatest thinker, in its All India session in Allahabad in 1930, gave the idea of constituting a separate homeland for the Muslims on the majority provinces of Punjab, Sindh, KPK, Balochistan, and Bengal. Fine. So this was really a wonderful. It was a promising idea that Muslims accepted. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah uh, became fully affiliated with Muslim League after the Nehru report, and they left the idea of Hindu-Muslim unity. There happened round table talks, Gol Mez conferences that continued from 1930 to 1932 to resolve the Indian constitutional problems. Fine. And the Hindus and Muslim leaders who were invited to these conferences could not draw up an agreed formula, and the British government had to announce a communal award which was introduced in the Government of India Act 1935. Before the elections under this act, All India Muslim League, which had remained dormant for some time, was recognized by Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who had returned to India in 1934. After an absence of nearly 5 years in England, the Muslim League couldn't win a majority of Muslim seats since it had not yet been effectively organized. I mean, uh, that the Muslims and Hindus failed to develop a formula of the constitution, agreed constitution, and they both remain at different ends. Quaid-e-Azam rejoined Muslim League in 1934 and elections were made. Fine. Uh, Another important Congress move after the 1937 election was its Muslim mass contact movement to persuade Muslims to join the Congress, not the Muslim League. Clear? In 1937, mean the inactive ness of Muslims in political Muslim League in the political system gave the opportunity to Congress to develop relations with Muslims, and they included in the Congress in 1937 elections were won. Clear? Lastly, uh, these events that from 1937 to 1939, the Hindus' rule of Congress resented the Muslims completely, and they started destroying Muslims in all sections. Clear? All these events were very decisive that in March 23rd, 1940, in All India Muslim League resolutions, in a resolution, Clear, in Lahore summit, demanded a separate homeland for the Muslims in the Muslim majority regions of subcontinent. The resolution was commonly referred as Pakistan resolution. I mean, Pakistan resolution was uh, developed, Clear, and now the Muslims uh, started Pakistan movement. Crisp's mission. After the Second World War, when British were completely destroyed by the German and other forces, the British government decided to leave India. And for these reasons, they had appointed, made a commission uh, by name of Sir Stafford Cripps in 1942. Both Congress and All India Muslim League rejected the proposal of the Cripps mission of division of India because uh, they wanted that India should be a dominion. Dominion means India should remain a dominion under the British rule, whereas Muslims and mean the people of India may have their own political system. मतलब ये है कि वो बात चाहते थे कि हिंदुस्तान जो है वो ब्रिटिश के ही जेर असर है जिस तरह ऑस्ट्रेलिया है कि उनके हेड ऑफ स्टेट जो है दैट शुड बी द क्वीन ऑफ इंग्लैंड फाइन एंड beneath this uh, Hindus and Muslims may uh, form any form of government, but this was rejected by Hindus and Muslims. Rather, Muslims demanded a separate talks, Clear, and after this there was a long debates and meetings between Gandhi and Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah on this issue, Clear, and Pakistan movement. Pakistan movement started from even from the Second World War, Clear, that Muslim now were in their full boom. They want that India should be divided because they had seen a great opposition from the uh, British. Fine. Well, in the next video, we will talk about Pakistan movement and the other issues. Thank you very much.